Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of UBU Yoga. This episode we are entitling Love Your Props. I am an avid fan of props whenever I do yoga. Annie, how do you feel about props? Do you love them as much as I do?
Oh my God. I probably love them even more because for me, the yoga props makes yoga poses so much more accessible for me. Poses that my body has tried to do without props, when I utilize the props and I allow my body to fit into the props to create the shape that I'm looking for, it's achievable and it's accessible. And that makes me feel really good about doing yoga.
Yes, and you're so right about that. And what I like about what you said too is not only are you happy in that moment, but then you can stay in that pose, right? Like there's no like, oh my God, when are we going to go to the next one? You're in it, and you can kind of commit more to it when you feel supported.
Absolutely.
Beautifully said. So we thought today we would introduce 3 props that every aspiring yogi should have, starting with blocks. So I tend to grab blocks in pairs, one on either side of my mat. And what I like about blocks, especially cork blocks, is that you have 3 settings for a block. So you can sit on blocks if you're meditating, but you can also use blocks to bring the ground up to where your forward fold, for example, is. So instead of striving to reach toes, right, you're reaching for a block or resting hands on a block. So blocks have 3 settings. You have the flattest setting, that first setting. You have that medium setting. And then you can also set the blocks on their tallest setting. And so again, you are now not reaching for the ground, you're reaching for the top of your block. And this is just what you need when you're doing yoga. Even if you've never used or never needed a block a day in your life, but your lower back is cranky, your hips are tight. Don't not do yoga because you feel that way. Just use the props to support you where you are in that moment.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So blocks, invaluable. Another prop that Annie and I really like is the blanket. Very deceptive, right? You're thinking about an open blanket, which is really great if you're in Shavasana. You know, you've had
Shavasana.
You've had a really great practice, and then it's time to do that final pose, your Shavasana, and your body cools down. You have a blanket, open it up, cover yourself as your body is cooling down. But blankets can be folded many different ways, which we'll talk about in future videos. But you can also get a lift from a blanket. So again, maybe you don't have a block, but you have a blanket. And a blanket properly folded can give you that same support, that same assistance that you might be looking for. So big fan here as well. And then I think this is your favorite prop.
My personal favorite, guys.
The bolster. Big padded pillow. Beautiful for so many different poses, whether they're gentle poses or maybe you're aspiring to get into a headstand. I've seen these poses, bolster supporting poses where you put it, up on end. And so you've got so many options here. So the goal here is not to have to go out and buy a bunch of things if you want to do yoga, but think about what we've got here. We've got blankets, we've got blocks, we've got bolsters, right? You may not have these at home, and that's okay. Take the blanket from your bed. You've got couch cushions that can make really good bolsters. Sometimes we've got really fat pillows, and we've got thinner ones. So that's a great substitute for the bolster. And then blocks. I recommend books. Books of all sizes. I would tend to lean toward a hardcover over a paperback.
Yeah.
I live in a house of books. My husband's a history teacher. So we have all sorts of books, different sizes. So if you really want to practice, don't let your body stop you. Push through. Use props. Use the things around your house so that yoga practice comes to you, so that you can sit and find peace and calm an enjoyment in what you're doing, an enjoyment in your body, an enjoyment in your body where it is today and not where it was yesterday, or even where it will be tomorrow. So hopefully we started you on the path of loving your blocks and making sure that you're reaching for them, having them by your mats, in the videos to follow, just having them close by. We're going to be modifying and doing all sorts of things for poses, giving you ideas that you may never have thought of. So just having these handy is a really great idea. So until next time, love your props. We'll see you soon.
Bye, guys.